Well, the G-20 summit is very important, simply because the fundamentals of international trade and investment has changed. Okay, when originally the Bretton Woods Agreement was set together in 1947, the developed world basically represented the bulk of the global economy. I mean, you look at the U.S., it was huge, it was 45–50% of the global economy, but even by the time you get to the 70s and mid-70s, early 80s, U.S., Europe, and Japan represented 65–70% of the global economy. So therefore, you basically had the G5, which is basically the 5 biggest countries in the world, to get together and discuss what needs to be done. What has happened over the past decade and past 15 years is the emerging economies have grown very rapidly. So China is becoming a huge market. India is huge. Brazil is huge. So what they basically want, they want to have a say in the way the global economy is put together. We're spending all this money. The Europeans are spending all this money. Many of these countries are holding our dollars, and they're worried that the dollars may depreciate. The Chinese have had a conversation with us. We're making them feel comfortable that, we're not going to make any substantial economic steps that will deteriorate the dollar rapidly, and their savings will basically dissipate. The next one is, what is the role of these countries in the international financial institutions? So, for example, if you look at it, the International Monetary Fund, there's a big chunk that's owned by us, around 24–25%. Europeans have a big chunk. China is saying, wait a sec, guys, I'm a big player. I want a bigger role in the way the International Monetary Fund works. And so the topics are going to be, how are the ownership structured and the decision-making mechanisms in these large financial institutions are going to change. And that, of course, indirectly then has implications on what policy is going to be implemented. For us to host it in Pittsburgh is really, in a way, an honor. But not only that, we will go into the history books as having hosted the G20. When everybody talks about 1947 and the Bretton Woods Agreement, that's what they say, the Bretton Woods Agreement of 1947 in New Hampshire. Now, they're not going to say the G20 meeting of Pittsburgh, but a lot of people are going to remember that. And this would be a good way to Pittsburgh show that Pennsylvania is an attractive state for investment, attractive place for people to come, attractive place for kids to go to school, etc. And so that's very positive, and in a way it's an honor.